Dragon Ball Legends, maybe we have a lot to talk about today. This is like my 5th time recording this video, by the way, because the video ends up being crazy long every single time, and I want to get right to the point and kind of just delivering my overall thoughts of the game. If you saw my video the other day, I mentioned that if that video got to 10,000 likes, if you guys wanted to, I'll just sit down and kind of rant and tell you my state of the game and what I personally want to see change. And I guess you guys want to see videos like this, you know? Often when it comes down to ranty stuff, I feel like it's not that fun to watch. It's like,
oh great, here comes Ron, just complain about something.
But I feel like if you do it like maybe like once a month or once every now and then when it's necessary, it can be used for good, you know? Hopefully the Legends team sees this video and can take some of the suggestions in here. Maybe take your suggestions as well. So in the comment section below, just give me your top 3 gripes with the game and how you personally want to change it. And then maybe all that feedback can go into good, can go into better, and improve the state of the game. I actually got done watching Riku's video, and he mentioned that he thinks the state of the game right now is just okay. And I agree. I think it's just okay. It's nothing too crazy. It's not awful, but okay isn't necessarily good, you know? And I feel like if it's just gonna be okay, it's just gonna keep doing this and just keep declining. What you want is you want this. You want it to go good. Take this feedback for the better and improve the game. Because when it comes down to the end of the day, I love Legends. I love playing the game, you know? When it comes down to it, it's by far my favorite actual game to play, you know, and to give you a comparison, the other mobile games I tend to play right now are Duel Links. I've been playing a lot of that again, and Dokkan with how amazing their current year 5 is happening. But when it comes down to it, the game I love the most to play is Legends, because I feel like I just love the fact that you actually play as opposed to, you know, how other games are way more simplified. Granted, I know, you know, if I want to actually play a game, I can go play like Xenoverse and Fighters, but like when I'm just sitting there chilling, you know, or just hanging out, I just like to hop in and play a game that's very easily accessible on my phone, and that's something that Legends is really good for. So I want to see it improve. I 100% want to see it improve. So let's kind of go down this list. I have a list, by the way. So first and foremost, the star system. I don't like it, and to give you the reason why I personally don't like it, as your friendly neighborhood whale who always has like, you know, 8, 9, 14-star teams, I don't like it. I think it's unfair. It's incredibly unfair. Granted, you know, I do tend to summon more, and since I've been playing since day one, a lot of my older units are actually more maxed out. My phone's going off. Ironically, my adventures are done, which I'm also going to talk about. I don't like the star system because it creates an unbalance amongst the player base in general. You know, I feel like if you go to the super high level, like maybe top 1,000, maybe you might run into 7, 8, 9-star teams more frequently. But I feel like in general, what I tend to usually see is just 2 to 3-star teams. Not to say that they can't win, because I've definitely been washed before by 2 to 3-star teams because, you know, they just outplayed me. But they had to work a lot harder. See, I liked this system before, because before I would always just stop at like 5 stars and 6 stars. And 5 to 6 stars compared to 2 to 3 stars wasn't as drastic as it is from 2 to 3 stars to like 11 stars, you know, 13 stars. Because essentially what they did is, before, once you got to 6 stars, there was like a 5,000 Z power gap to get to 7 stars, and that's when you basically got your last boost. So you would get nothing between that. So now they added that system with the red stars where you do get stuff in between that, and you tend to get more boosts, which makes the gap a lot larger from like the 2 to 3-star teams. Because I mean, a lot of players, they just hop in, they got 1 unit, and then they're done. They might summon again and not get anything else, and they just kind of accept that this is what they have. And what this ends up doing is it makes you want to hop into PvP less. Like, if you have a 2 to 3-star team, you probably want to play less, just because you know you're going to run into that team that has way more stars. And even if you outplay them, you're going to have to really sweat to win, which kind of is annoying. So I don't like it. As far as what it can do, I mean, I guess, you know, you can implement GSPs, guaranteed sparkings per banner, and if it's even not enough sparkings in the pool, you can even limit it to like 3 times per banner or something, but let people pull more sparkings, because at that point, the star system is gonna, I guess, make up for itself over time, you know? Granted, you know, the older a unit gets, the more stars you'll get, and I feel like the thing about PvP is a lot of times people just tend to hop in with the newer units where they only have 2 to 3 stars, but like the thing with me is as someone who's been playing with day one, pretty much all my old units are fully maxed out because I've been summoning since day one. But when it comes to newer ones, those definitely take a lot more time. But still, like, I tend to use a lot of more older units than new units just because they have been there since day one and they fit pretty well in certain teams. For example, Gotki. My Gotki team, you know, I have my Super Saiyan God Goku and Purple Vegeta that I had since day one that are already maxed out. You know, I have Whis that I pulled so many times since he came back, so many times since he was first released. I'm almost maxed out. But like, even then, still, like, I just have a huge advantage over the 2 to 3-star teams, and I personally don't want that. I don't know. Again, what I would just do is maybe implement guaranteed sparkings or just tone back on the amount of like a boost of a difference. Honestly, I don't know what you can do because I feel like this is one of those major systems that you just can't fix overnight. And I guess the first best step will be to implement guaranteed sparkings, because at that point, once you give people more sparkings over time, those red stars are going to balance themselves out, and you'll start seeing more 5 to 6 to 8-9 star teams as opposed to just the average 2 to 3. I don't know. Again, that was kind of hard to fix. Let me know your thoughts on that. I doubt that would ever revert it, even though I would be a big fan of that, but I don't think they'll ever revert that. So at that point, just really tweaking the balances to show us what they can actually do to make it better. Something else I hate, speaking of new system, is the Zheng Kai Awakening. I love the fact that Beerus was buffed, but everything about Zheng Kai was just done so wrong initially. Zheng Kai Awakening on paper sounds cool. Take an old unit and power it up with new abilities to make it really viable is cool. However, they completely missed the ball. Everything about Zheng Kai Awakening sucks, you know? What I would personally do with the Zheng Kai system is, number one, remove the restriction. You should not have 7 stars to be able to Zheng Kai or buff something. Just don't do that. There's no point in that. Although they are technically releasing a lot of older units, so at that point, most people who've been playing for months might have them maxed out. But in general, it should be available to everybody. If you have a 2-star Majin Buu, 2-star Beerus, you can Zheng Kai them. Definitely fix the grind so you don't have to do the friendship thing, or add like a new mode at least that lets you kind of like, you know, get more friendship points, because like, it's just atrocious having to do the friendship thing. On top of that, like, the thing about the concept of how many times I'm gonna have to Zheng Kai Awaken something, it just like, it makes me cringe, because it's like, oh my god, there's going to be so many situations where I'm just gonna sit there and just like try to get to like friendship level 10 with a lot of units. What I'm doing right now is I'm literally leveling up my favorite units from like back in the day. Like, I got my yellow Freezer to 10, I'm getting blue Cooler to 10. I'm gonna go down a list of all my older units that I think could get a Zheng Kai Awakening at some point and get them to 10. But outside that, it's like, it's just not a fun grind. You know, I get it, you know, they're trying to make it to the point where you really have to work for these powerful buffs, which makes sense, because once they do get to Zheng Kai level 1, they gain a lot of crazy abilities, but at the same time, it's a mobile game. We gotta remember that this is a mobile game. If I wanna like grind hardcore, I'm gonna go play Monster Hunter, or you know, I'll go play console games, PC games, yada yada yada. But this is a mobile game. It should not like take thousands and thousands of hours of your time just to awaken the unit. Finally got done boosting Beerus. I didn't want to even use him anymore. I'm just sick and tired of seeing that card. So fix that, you know. Something I would do is, number one, implement daily Zheng Kai Awakening summons. Maybe do like 20 crystals to do a multi, and then from there you can allow the average player base to try to get a chance of Zheng Kai Awakening a unit, getting to like, you know, level 1 to 7, you know, over time. The thing is yeah, you can spend 20,000 crystals, 15,000 crystals, whatever it costs, to Zheng Kai something to level 7, but then you still can't use it because you have to actually get the orbs anyways in the co-op mode. So if you do something like that where they have like daily summons, or even reduce the crystal or the Zheng Kai banners to like maybe like 100 crystals per multi, it's gonna make it more accessible, and then you'll start seeing those units more. Because the thing is when you run into a multiple level Zheng Kai Awaken unit, it hurts. A level 7 Beerus, a level 7 Majin Buu, even the Goku, they hurt. They hit hard. And I feel like if you just don't have that on your team, if you're not ready to fight that, you're not going to have a good time fighting against it. But I feel like if you make it more accessible, they make it so a lot of players, most players can get those units, it becomes more fair, if that makes sense. So I would not be opposed if they do something like that. Again, Zheng Kai Awakening, I feel like they're not going to get rid of. You know, I was a big fan of the old boot buff system where they would just pick the bottom 5 EX or sparking units and fix them and make them better. But I feel like this was definitely replacing that, just because I feel like maybe they're just going to keep up with all the boosts and buffs they would have to do every couple months for whatever reason. You know, I would not be opposed if they bring the old buff system back. Maybe like once a month, pick like the bottom 2, 1 sparking, 1 EX unit, and have like a rising battle type of event where if you beat that unit, you know, in the 50 stages available, you get like a buff for those units. That'd be a lot of fun, because at that point, we know we got the old buff system still back, and you got like Zheng Kai Awakening going on as well, and I feel like that kind of balances each other out. But like, I feel like, you know, knowing that old units will just never improve again if they aren't bringing back buffs, it's just kind of annoying. It's like, cool. I really liked using that unit, and like having buffs back in the day was just one of the most exciting things about the game. It made me feel like if I summon for this, I know that I can use it again in a year from now, because it might get buffed. And now that that's gone, if it is gone, it's like, they should definitely bring back the old buffs. You know, keep Zheng Kai if you want, but definitely bring back the old buff system. And again, if you want to do something that makes us work for it, as opposed to just giving us the boost, you can implement like that monthly rising battle where you know, do the event, you fight Red Trunks, and then you buff Red Trunks. That'd be kind of cool as well. Adventures are a waste of time, as I just showed you. I hate being forced to do adventures. You know, when adventures were first available, being able to collect Zenny and souls, it was kind of like whatever. You know, you do your PvP, you get your tickets, and then you can really like stock up on souls and Zenny to basically boost future units. But now it's like I'm forced to collect candy, cakes, and all that stuff, and not just collect them, but collect them in massive abundances. Like right now, like to get the USD tickets for the Gogeta and Janima banner right now, it's available. I'm nowhere close. I think I'm at like 180,000 out of 400,000. I'm getting my first ticket. And I think to like fully max out, you need like 600,000, something like that. So adventures are just, they're forcing me to play, and I don't want to do that. If I feel like adventures were implemented to basically get you to come back to the game every couple hours or so, which is fine. But when you turn into a situation where you're forcing us to do it, it makes you want to do it less, if that makes sense. So what I would change with that is, number one, either increase the amount of rewards you get across all the times, like, 1 hour and 3 hours, or implement more hours. Like, maybe have like an 8-hour, 10-hour adventure that gives you a massive abundance of rewards. That way I don't have to always keep doing it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, when it comes down to playing the game, I'll play it. If it's fun, I'm gonna play it. But if you force me to do this, I just don't want to do it, if that makes sense. No more level caps, please. I'm hoping that since now it says 700% and not 598, 498, 398, we're not gonna get any more level caps in the future. But like, level caps are always so obnoxious because like if you're new to the game, it's like whatever. Getting from level 1 to 5,000 isn't that bad. But when you have like hundreds of units to also go from level 3,000 to 5,000, especially with how slow EXP is right now, it's like, again, you're forcing me to do this stuff, and I just don't want to really play. It took me like weeks to get all my favorite units to 5,000, and now I'm just like kind of slowly doing the rest of them just because I'm OCD and I want to get everything to 5,000. But like it just forced me to do it, and it just like, if you force me, I'm not gonna have a good time playing it, which is probably like why I'm like so okay about the game right now, where it's an okay state. There's a lot of like forcing me to get into the game, and when you're like shoving the game down my throat, I just don't really have as much time as opposed to before, where I just hop into the game and have a good time. So that's probably why I'm just so like neutral about the game right now, as opposed to how excited I was a couple months ago before this big update came out in general. Something else I want to talk about is the stamina system. I feel like I should take a big page out of Pokemon Masters book and just either, number one, remove the stamina system, or two, for the love of God, increase the capacity for skip tickets and energy tickets. I can't tell you how many times, like, I mean, you guys probably see it in my videos, but my gift box is always full because I have like skip tickets and energy tickets that I earned in the game that I can't accept because I'm always at 99. Maybe either remove the stamina system completely, because I mean, end of the day, you, the Legends team, you want us to play the game, or make it so there's like 999 capacity for energy tickets and skip tickets. That way, or I think for skip tickets it's already 999, so maybe like 9,099. And for energy tickets, make it like 999 or even 9,099 as well. But like, make it so I can actually, stock up on those and keep playing. Or just remove the stamina system in general, because I feel like it's just there because all gacha games have them, and there's really no reason for it. So yeah. Legends Roar and Rising Battle, I would love to see, number one, more of those. And two, they should actually theme it. Like, for example, when we got Gogeta and Janima the other day, we could have probably gotten like a Legends Riding or Rising Battle Pikkon or something like that. When we got Super Saiyan God Goku and Vegeta, maybe we could have gotten like a Fury Broly or something, or even a Paragus that was available in Legends Road or Rising Battle. I mean, honestly, I would kill off Legends Road completely, because Legends Road is just not fun to do. All you're really just doing is you hopping into stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, you complete it, and then you just kind of skip ticket your way to get all the medals needed to unlock the card, and to get all the boosts needed to, get to 5,000 and things like that. And then after that, you're just kind of sitting there thinking to yourself, man, I didn't really play. I just skipped my way to get all the stuff. It's not fun. Rising Battles I like, because at that point, at least you're playing. You're getting up the ladder, and every time you win like a big fight, you get more Z power and stuff like that, and souls to boost it. I love Rising Battles. I hate Legends Road. So maybe what I would recommend is do more Legends Road, mostly Rising Battles, and base it around what's coming out. I know that we're getting Shenron and what was it? We're getting Sin Shenron and something else in a couple of weeks. What they could do along with that is probably do something like a GT Goku Rising Battle or something goes with the Shadow Dragon arc. And because at that point it's like you can summon for the new units, you can also grind for the new units from the same, like, I guess, time that the characters existed. I think that'd be kind of fun. This one I'm actually really excited about. So I tweeted about this a couple days ago, where I mentioned that they should test specific things. But like right now, nobody plays casual mode. Nobody. Everybody goes into ranked matches if you play PvP, but there's literally zero reason to go into casual matches because it doesn't really do anything for you. So what I would do is I would completely remove casual mode and replace it with like limited mode. And what you would do in there is test specific things that can make PvP better. For example, you can do stuff like limited to 1 Rising Rush per battle. That way it's like you can play our current rank mode as is, but we can test out new features over here. You can do like maybe like an all 14-star team. You can do like 1 Rising Rush per battle. You can do stuff like maybe you can do like a battle change update, like how you would do with tackle and stuff like that over there, and test it to see how the player base reacts. So then before you implement it, we kind of know what's going to happen. And two, you can also get our feedback before you do it. You can do stuff like surveys and be like, hey, do you like this? Do you not like this? And that in general puts us as players also in the same, I guess, development bubble as you guys, that allows us to kind of give you like actual feedback before you do these changes. Because I know when the last battle system update came out, a lot of top level players did not like it. And I feel like had there been like a limited mode, test it, there would have been a lot more better feedback going into it before it was just implemented. Because at that point, it's like we can still play the game as is, but then there's this new mode that either number one prepares for changes, or two allows us to give you guys feedback to tweak it before it's just done. It would do wonders. I promise you, it would do a lot of wonders to do that. Now, this is not really much of a, I guess, suggestion, but something I always loved about Duel Links is when Duel Links releases, I think they just do it with their main boxes, but what they do is they just tend to give you like a bunch of crystals or gems in the game, so you can actually just go open a couple packs. I would not be opposed. I mean, granted, I know Legends is very, very generous with how many crystals they give you, that you can earn, I should say, in the game. They don't just like give it to you, you know, you stuff like Rising Battles, all the events that they release every couple weeks, you know, stuff like PvP. You can earn a lot of crystals in the game, actually. Check the missions tab. For love of God, go on your missions tab. There's a lot of CCs to earn. But I still wouldn't be opposed to if they just drop, you know, let's say the next Sin Shenron banner, or just like a step up banner, drop a banner, and along with that just toss out 1,000 crystals for every player to just summon for. Because again, the more players, the more units that players have, the more PvP they play, and the more PvP is played, the better the state of the game increases. Like, I feel like that would just help the game in the long run, you know? And it doesn't even have to be 1,000 crystals. It could be like 500. Just something kind of toss out there, like, hey, by the way, here's a new banner. Good luck, here's a couple of crystals. Go summon. And you can also still earn the crystals they have in the game as well. But just like one of those nice gestures that makes every player feel happy. Because like that right now, there's not a single person who's gonna watch this video and think, huh, oh yes, crystals, I don't want them. No one's gonna say that. That one's not really much of like a suggestion, like I said. It's just one of those nice things to do for the player base, because I'm telling you, everybody will be a lot more happy if you do something like that. The barrier to entry, this is what I really want to talk about as well. I feel like if you're a new player right now, you have a lot of barriers to cross in regards to get going, if that makes sense. You know, I've been playing the game since day one, and I have like 2 billion Zenny. I have like 20,000 of every single regular Zheng Kai, not Zheng Kai orbs, but like regular orbs. And when I pull a new unit, I'm ready to max it out within minutes. But I feel like if you're brand new to the game, you don't have any Zenny, you don't have any souls, you don't have anything. You just kind of just sitting there and think, man, this is so overwhelming. I don't even want to play right now. And I feel like what they could do is maybe if you're a new player, they can give you like a starter pack. Like the second you log in, it's like, congrats, welcome to the game. Here's like 1,000 of every single soul. Here's like 2 million Zenny, 5 million Zenny, yada, yada, yada. Because like right now to like even max out a unit, it takes like what, 16 million Zenny, something like that, some crazy number. No new player has that. And I feel like the more a player has to work for it, the less likely they just want to keep playing. So like, if you reduce those barriers to entry, it's gonna make players hop into the game and get right into the action a lot smoother, and then therefore there'll be a lot less reason to just drop the game in the beginning. So as far as what they can do with that, like I said, maybe you can just have more orbs and Zenny available in missions or something like that, or just straight up just give it to them. But I feel like the more you reduce that, the more people will actually play. And something else I want to actually talk about is add a 1v CPU mode. What I mean by that is right now the only way to really play the game is either you go into PvP, which if you have never played the game before, it's kind of overwhelming. You're pretty much going to get bodied if that happens. Or two, play the story mode, play the events. You don't really technically learn to play the game. What I would love to see in this game, like I know that Legends is not supposed to be a fighting game. Legends is supposed to be like one of those casual rock, paper, scissors mobile games that are, you know, a little bit more than the average mobile game, but it's like one of those simple games. But I still would love to see a mode, for example, where I can basically, you know, set up a bot match. Let me like be able to create my team and then create a team amongst the cards that I have and just fight like a CPU. You know, you can set the difficulty to like beginner, intermediate, and advanced, and at that point you can kind of learn how to actually fight in a PvP-based environment against the computer. So then when you go into PvP matches, you kind of know what to do, and you're not just getting washed and you get mad at the game and then delete it. I feel like just a CPU mode would just be fun because it's another thing to do. This way at least you can learn against the computer in something that makes sense. Because I mean, you can technically learn in Rising Battles, but not really, because you're not really in the same environment as a CPU fight or as like a real fight should be. Because you know, if I'm sidestepping doing all these combos against like level 50 Kid Buu, he's still gonna hit me one time and I'll die. That's not really a way to actually learn. But like if you do like a mode that literally lets me just create a battle, you know, I create my team and then create the CPU team, I can fight it and then kind of like get the basics down. I'm probably gonna play PvP a lot more and really hop into it if I know what I'm doing. So yeah, man, once again, this video ended up being like 20 minutes long, but you know what? I recorded this 4 times and it's always ends up being this long. I was just gonna upload it as is, so that's cool. So yeah, for all I know, none of this stuff will actually work. You know, this video might not even be seen. A lot of you guys will probably disagree with the things I talk about, but again, the whole point of this video is to kind of like get my thoughts out about the game and then get your thoughts about the game as well. So in the comment section below, let me know what your overall, I guess, state of the game is, what you want to see changed, and hopefully they can take this, if they see this, they can take the feedback that we talked about in this video and make a much better game in the future. Because like I said, the game did not get to the point where it dug itself deeply into a hole and they don't know how to get out. They absolutely can. It's just that I don't know if they know what we as players want, and if we're not telling them, then it's like, how are we expecting them to basically learn? So that's the whole purpose of this video. So hopefully this video can do something, but if not, hey, at least we tried. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up and stay tuned for more. And if anything happens, I'll definitely cover it. But for now, this is the state of Dragon Ball Legends in 2020. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Rhymestyle. I'll see you guys in the comment section below. Peace.